Now, I'm one for a bit of a rant, you know that. Things get under my skin and I feel like I need to get them out of under my skin. And there's a lot going on in the world at the minute that is just crap. But every once in a while, you get something that makes your heart full and the world is a better place. And I did a video about the disastrous case of my Land Rover car with Marshall's Land Rover. Lots of people were going, oh, is it in the Gloucester one? Do you think I live in the Cotswolds? I live near Peterborough. It couldn't be further away. It was Peterborough Marshalls that it went to, and it's still at 18 months later. Anyway, so many comments, and the one that just really filled my heart was a bloke called Tim, who offered to loan me his car. He said he wouldn't even lend it to his 57-year-old sister, but he would lend it to me because he wanted to help out. And you see, it makes me fizzy. This whole Land Rover thing has taken me to the edge and continues to do so because it's still not resolved. And we've had to make so many sacrifices to keep ourselves on the road and keep our family going. And there is a really important part to this story as to why the car is important. But I feel like I shouldn't have to share it because I feel like everyone's car is important. If it wasn't important, they wouldn't have one. For us, there is a niche reason and it involves one of my children, and it's really important that we stay on the road. So and I did read a lot of comments like, you're an idiot for buying a Land Rover. And yeah, you're right. I don't dispute that. I absolutely don't dispute that. I didn't do enough research. It was in COVID. We needed something to tow quickly. Honestly speaking, I was fed up of having old cars that fell apart. I was fed up of having to stick stuff together back with gaffer tape. And I felt like it was an investment that would buy me security in anxiety, that if I could get something with a few less miles on it, then I would have something that would keep us safe, keep us towing, keep us on the road, and hopefully not be in the garage the whole time, was my thought process. I get it. People are screaming, going, why did you buy a Land Rover? Well, because it was in COVID, there wasn't an awful lot of choice. And I don't know, I must have had a lobotomy. So I did. It wasn't a posh one, it was an entry-level one, but for a little while it did suit our needs. Anyway, then it went in, and I feel like I've been scammed. I feel like I've been one of those people that sort of answers the phone and ends up giving their life savings away, which is effectively what has happened. And then Tim makes a comment on the YouTube channel saying that he'll loan me his car. And I've never met Tim. Tim's never met me. This is the communication that we've had. And that blew me away. That really, really did blow me away. It's making me a bit emotional. And all the people that have offered advice and, sharing stories where this has happened to them. I can't tell you how stressful it is, and it has been. I've got a folder full of emails and logged phone calls and subject access requests, information. It's literally, it's this huge dossier of my life. It's the past 18 months that I've devoted to letter after letter after letter. And it wears you down, it grinds you down, and particularly when there is a very real financial cost to this, which is we've had to stay mobile, and we couldn't stay mobile by borrowing cars left, right and centre. We had to come up with a permanent solution while this was sorted out, which has sent us over the edge, honest truth. We're not, I wish we were able to just go down the back of the sofa and go, oh, look, here's another car. That's not us. We couldn't. So it has been traumatic at best. We've had to rely on a lot of friends helping us out in difficult situations. And I haven't really wanted to share it because I've been nervous about whether it would affect the case. And I've also, not really wanted the onslaught of you stupid idiot for buying a Land Rover, because I know I'm a stupid idiot for buying a Land Rover. I'm living that out right now. But when Tim sent that message yesterday, I was like, do you know what? Thanks. That's really nice. And I really appreciate that. And there is so much good in people. And there are so many nice things that people do. And an act of kindness from someone actually goes a long way. And Marshall's Land Rover should really look at that. They wouldn't help us out in the end. And yet Tim from South Wales has offered me the use of his car, which I have said, hopefully we will get resolution on this soon. And for the minute we're okay, although the car that we're using at the minute I think has to go back into the garage again, but we'll come to that in another video. But thank you, Tim. And thank you to everyone else that has offered advice, and I'm so sorry for all of you that have been through and are going through this as well. I am going to keep fighting, absolutely. You know, I do dust myself off, I do wipe the tears away, and I do get my big girl pants on, spoonful of cement, and I crack on because I'm not letting them walk over me and my family. All I've ever asked is to put me back in the position I was when I bought the car, which they've refused to do. The last offer was they would buy it from us at a significantly reduced price, despite the car having been, at that point, the car had been with them for, I think, 8 months and had gone down in value massively. And they wouldn't accept that it depreciated whilst being in their care in inverted commas. So that's where the fight is. But I will keep going. And I really, really, really appreciate everything. And if we do get to settlement, you're absolutely damn right. I'm buying a Toyota Hilux. I mean, it could be 100 years old. It won't matter because they are indestructible. And the one that we did get lent was a manual white Toyota Hilux. I mean, more holes than my colander type thing. Brilliant. If the clutch went, which was the dodgy bit, but other than that, and that's not their fault, it was a hire car. It was awesome. So yeah, I'd love a Land Cruiser. Thank you to everyone that said about the Land Cruiser. I'd absolutely love one, but I can't afford them. They're really expensive on the second-hand market, and I can't afford, I'm not going down that road again. I will never, ever, 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 ever buy a nearly new car again. It's always going to be second-hand. It's always going to have some miles on the clock. But if it's a cheap Japanese import, brilliant. Won't cost me a fortune to fix. Rambling now. Thank you, and thank you, Tim. It means more to me than probably I've eloquently expressed. But